Well, good morning, everybody. And it is my pleasure to have two of my amazing guests here. One person is familiar. She's the one in the lower area here in orange, and that's Joanna Fix. For many of you, you know Joanna. We talk. Yeah, that look. Yeah, that one's called. Is that the screw in the light bulb one? And then there's
Well,
the
this is the
windshield
elbow,
wiper.
elbow, wrist, wrist, wrist. That's what you need to know if you're gonna.
This is windshield wiper. Hi, hi. Through the light bulb. And this, there's another one. Pat the dog. Pat the dog.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. So anyway, y'all know Joanna Fix because she's a remarkable human being. She is living with dementia, which is just a sidebar. She has run for Mrs. Colorado and she has placed high in the accolades. Most importantly, she's a friend of ours and part of our core team, and just has a history in understanding human beings and being a human being that is just remarkable. And and then we have Tanvi. So this is a younger person, a lot younger than me, even younger than Joanna. I'm just saying. And she's living now in Singapore, yes, going to university there, originally from India. Mm-hmm. And out of curiosity, anything else about you we should know? You're only 20.
Yeah, that's definitely something you should know about me. I'm only 20. I think something that's really important is that one of my lifelong goals is to have a pet cat. I think that's something very important everyone should know.
So you can't wait to have a pet cat. Now, Joanna has achieved her lifelong goal of having dogs.
Oh yeah, Maisie and Cool Whip. Oh man.
Good memory.
I love hearing about them.
They're great dogs. I have had many dogs in my life. I currently have two dogs that are my daughter's dogs who live with us. And so they're grand dogs. Oh, wow. We have grand dogs. We have grandchildren, wow. We have grand dogs. Yes.
That's so
yes.
Cool.
They're unique creatures, as is every dog and every family member, So, Tanvi, you also had another life goal, and that was to publish, to write and to publish, because you've been writing a long time for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, I started writing. I think my earliest memory of writing anything was a 4-line poem when I was 6 years old. And I don't know why. I just kept on writing. It's like it was a part of me, and then I didn't realize how much it meant to me until I gained consciousness in my preteen years and then started actively experimenting with my writing. And this year was the first time that I started experimenting with poetry, and in a more formal and experimental way. And I decided that I was going to finally achieve something that I've been dreaming about for a really long time, which is publishing a book.
Okay, so that was your goal, but then you had to actualize it. You had to actually get it to happen. Now, yeah. How did you and Joanna get connected?
Okay, so wait, Joanna, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was searching and I couldn't find the answer. So if you have it, go for it.
So true to form, Joanna may or may not be able to find the details of a memory. However, that didn't stop the two of you from getting together. So go ahead, Tanvi, and tell us a little bit about how you guys made the connection.
So back when I started writing the 21 poems for my book, I decided that one of the topics or the themes that I would like to explore was what it was like to live as a person with dementia. So I hit the internet.
Now, wait a minute. Hang on. So the topics that you came up, one as a 20-year-old that you came up with, is what would it be like to be someone living with dementia? So what were some of your other topics, just out of curiosity?
So I think the types of emotions that form the majority of the poems in my book are the emotions that make that frog appear in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Feelings that you can't sort out into neat little boxes, feelings that fall into that gray area of explainable and unexplainable. And so the reason that dementia as a topic appealed to me is that growing up, I was surrounded, I'm Indian, so I obviously have a huge extended family. So growing up, I was surrounded by a lot of my extended family and quite a few, even non family members, people I knew. A lot of people had dementia. And very quickly, I learned, as children often do, that that's not something that you talk about. That's not something that you bring up. Yeah, exactly. That's not something that it's not a good thing. And I realized that in the society that I grew up in, people with dementia were treated as though they had less intelligence. And as I grew older and as I became better read and I got more exposure to different topics, I realized that this is something that must be very conflicting for the person who has dementia to be treated in such a dehumanizing way. And so that was one of the feelings that was at the back of my mind when I was conceptualizing a lot of the themes I wanted to explore.
So out of a curiosity, so the family members that did develop a dementia, I am betting, I'm just willing to bet. I mean, I'm not a betting woman, but I'm willing to bet that some of those human beings were remarkably smart human beings who had careers and had worked in a variety of settings, had run families, had run businesses. They were very smart people. And so to be treated as though you're not is really not only demeaning, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it truly doesn't make sense. And yet that was what was happening. And I'm wondering how often you heard tones of voice or behaviorally you saw things as a child that you watched and it was like, wow, she's really mad. Wow, that's really sad. Wow. So all those emotions as a child, you still are noticing this emotional stuff that goes on between adults, I'm betting.
Yeah. I think I'm of the belief that children can perceive emotions sometimes even better than adults because we take unconscious signals on how to behave by reading the room, so to speak. I don't think anyone felt those emotions or acted that way knowingly. I just think there was a lack of, they just didn't know better. And watching the way that people were treated with frustration, with impatience, with anger, that's something that I definitely picked up on as a child.
With disappointment?
Yeah, disappointment. And also something that I noticed that was very interesting was there was grief somewhere in there. People felt as though they were losing somebody that they loved. And that's also something that it struck me.
Mm-hmm. And so at age 20, you decide I want to find out what it's like to live with dementia. So now I still raise the question. So how did you connect up with Joanna?
Okay, so the long story is that I found PAC, on the internet, and then I filled out the contact form on the website, and then I got in touch with Polly, and then Polly got me in touch with Joanna, and then I guess the rest is history.
Aha! So you somehow over in Singapore found Positive Approach to Care website, and on the website you found people living with dementia, and then you went through the people living with dementia and you saw Joanna, and then you connected up to Polly, and Polly got you connected to Joanna, and you two decided to do something together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that how it went? Cool.
There you go. So a woman in Colorado and a person in Singapore are suddenly together.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit, Joanna, about what you do recall emotionally about the experience of working with Tanvi. What do you remember about working with her emotionally? I don't care about the
that's
facts.
kind of all I remember is how I felt collaborating. Is collaborating a good word with some of this?
Perfect.
Some of the or maybe it was just one piece, the fair price.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, oh my goodness, she's light years ahead of every human I've ever met as far as the depth and awareness of what's beyond what we perceive. Anyway, I just loved her right away. I loved that she was curious. We don't even get that from people our own age a lot. So to have a younger person be so curious and be so open, even though you have this goal, you have this humongous goal, and you want to achieve this goal. You were like, I don't want to achieve this goal without some input from some people, and I just was really honored and privileged to be part of that, and I absolutely loved our time together. And I just, as soon as I knew that this was available, I was like, Amazon, here I come. And I mean, everything. You're just amazing. You're really amazing. And I don't think that word does it justice. So people are going to have to buy the book to even get a glimpse of your soul.
Cool. So would you say, and in my terminology, she has an old soul. I mean, she has this really amazingly complex and great depth sort of history coming into this 20-year-old. There's something behind all that.
I think she's extraterrestrial. I really do. I think that there's something like beyond what we have in our human selves that is her also.
Ooh, Tanvi. Okay, so there's something going on here. And she's like, oh, I'm just me, but I'm not. So the title of the book, because it's it's a collection of poems.
Yes.
And the title is, Joanna, do you want to hold it up again? You did a nice job. You've got that. You got that skill there. Perfect. I'm lying, I swear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my camera is blurring it.
It's liking to blur it, but no, it worked there for a second.
Okay. And other.
There.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Perfect. And it's a face looking upward, which is a really cool image down there so there's lots of art even on the cover here. So talk to us about, you have 21 poems, if I remember right. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly it. 21 poems.
21 poems. And one of the poems is the one that you collaborated on with Joanna.
It's actually, one was, I directly collaborated with Joanna, and there was one that I wrote that was inspired by her.
That's what I was going to say. One was collaborative, and the other one happened after the collaboration.
Yes.
Okay. So which are you going to give us a little bit of a reading of?
Oh, I actually really like the second poem, which is the one that I wrote that was inspired by my conversations with Joanna. It's called, hold on, I Am Still in Here.
Oh, okay. So Joanna, you need to get your Kleenex. Do you have Kleenex nearby?
Or fluffy tried my mascara off. Okay, there it is.
Okay, just so you're ready, because I know this can happen, and I've got my napkin. I don't have a Kleenex. I'll be using napkin or my sleeve, because I've got a feeling. But Tanvi, go ahead and help us out here, if you would.
Okay, I think I'd like to speak a little bit about how the poem came to be before I read it out. So when I was talking to Joanna, something that we spoke about extensively was how people with dementia, people with Alzheimer's, it's how they still have a whole life before them and a whole life after the diagnosis as well. It's a very full life. It can be a rich and a very fulfilling life as well. People with dementia and Alzheimer's, they have hopes, dreams, and for some reason, that's just not perceived by a lot of people. And that feeling of people not being able to perceive your true self is something that resonated with me as well. And I felt that this is a feeling that a lot of people feel during their lifetimes. It's something that stems from an individual experience, but has universal resonance. and that's why I felt that this is just perfect. And so yeah, and I couldn't get that idea out of my mind, and I thought about it for days and days and days, and then I wrote that idea down, and that's the poem, and that's totally inspired by Joanna.
I didn't
Okay.
know that.
So do you want to read just a portion of it? That'd be great.
Actually,
Or
if you
all?
don't mind,
Yeah.
I could read the whole thing. It's quite
It's
short.
entirely up to you. I don't want to push you to do one. I don't want to restrict you from doing it. It's just simply an offer to read as much as you'd like to read.
All right, I'll read the whole thing then. Okay. I am still in here. Stop. Peel the layers from what you see, one by one, slowly. Try, for my sake, and you will see. I am still in here. For all you have done to me, I deserve it. I persist despite, and persistence must not be hidden. Walk not with closed eyes, but open them and see that I am still in here. Look past skin and muscle and blood and see my spirit within, my drive, my willpower, my joy, my laughter, and know that I am still in here. Like the moon, I wax and wane, the light inside me never dims. I live, I laugh, I hurt, I cry, I long to be seen. Reach your soul out to mine, shed all preconceptions, all prejudice, all fear. See me for who I am and realize I am still in here.
Yep.
Don't say it.
You're amazing.
You are amazing.
Yeah. I mean, if only. If only. We have a long way to go before it becomes a reality that we have people who can do the thing you just did, which is look beyond the dementia and realize it's just living. It's living with something that, nobody would choose it, but it is what it is. How do you live on? And how do those around you acknowledge you're living? You're not dying. You're not disappearing. You're not less. You're just you in new form. And you have to get there too.
Yeah.
It comes and it goes, waxes and wanes. Wow. Nice work.
Very well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Joanna, anything you want to contribute? Because obviously you've already done your part.
I did not know that.
Mhm. Well,
Really moved, Tanvi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanna. It's been so lovely talking to you, and you're one of the most interesting people I've ever met.
That is one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me or about me. Thank you. I just think you really captured so many. I mean, people are going to need to buy the book to really appreciate everything that's in here. But I mean, you talked in one poem about rage made me strong. I threw her across the room with ease, and by her you meant an object. And I was like, oh yeah, I know that feeling. And
this woman can shatter a chair. I mean, she is skillful.
There's so much. I mean, you make. I was seeing a lot of PAC references, positive approach to care references, with being jeweled and pearl and the 5. I'm sure that was not a coincidence. I'm sure that was not an accident. And I really loved the "I'm lying, I swear" poem about the butterflies. I felt so many commonalities with that. And I thought this is really a good analogy. I think is that we never learn, do we? We just fly about like we own the place, and that's right, because we do. So we're trying to teach us a lesson. And oh my gosh, maybe one day after you're very logical and persistent, we'll learn. Nope, we won't. It's beautiful.
Nature.
Everything you wrote is beautiful.
Cool. All right, everybody. So This is our morning message. Take care with your care because you care. And give yourself permission to open this book and read beyond what is to what can be. And so thank you, Tanvi, for your dream and making your dream a reality. And thanks to Joanna for being an inspiration, not only to you, but to many of us. And thanks to both of you for creating this work that will move forward. Thanks,
I'd like
Sarah.
to say thank you, Teepa, for giving me this opportunity. And thank you, Joanna, for working so well with me. And I definitely feel like I've made a lifelong friend.
Yay.
You have. You're stuck with me.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Hi, I'm Teepa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching. And if you liked, if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.teepasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.